Hey everybody, this is Joel Toppin here, and I got a package in the mail from Legion Wargames. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know I've been playing the first game in this series, Indian Wars of the American West. It's published by Legion Wargames. See right there. Legion Wargames it's a small publisher, but they make a very good product. In fact, I really can't say I played a game of theirs that was a bad game. They make a good product. I think probably one of their best games, one of my all-time favorites, is going to be Dien Bien Phu, The Fateful Siege. It's an outstanding game. So I've been sitting with this game called Adobe Walls. It's been sitting on the shelf. Many of you know I have a game that's soon to be produced by GMT on the history of the Comanche. It takes a much wider scale look at the history of the Comanche people. But as you know, I'm interested in the history of the American West, especially from the native viewpoint. And so here is the latest in the series of games. Adobe Walls is, I think it was one of the, if not the biggest, one of the biggest battles in the American West between native people and the U.S. Army. And so here you have the Battle of Rosebud Creek, June 17, 1876, and this is volume 2 in that series. And we're going to take a look inside the box here. As you can see, it's a thin box. Pretty much all of, I think almost all of Legion Wargames' newer boxes are of this design, which is, it's okay. I wish they were thicker because you can't really get a counter tray in these, but hey, they make a good enough game, I can get around that. So here we go. Let's look inside the box here. There's always this little opening in here that explains what you got. You got advertisement for the website and some explanations of Legion's product. You have a small assortment of baggies. Now, how many small publishers actually give you baggies? That's something really, you know, I only see GMT really doing that. I don't think MMP even provides baggies. So this is pretty cool. And you have an assortment of dice in here, red one and a green one. The rules, all the rules are black and white. And it's not that long of a rule book. Basically, you have it's almost like a series of rules with these. So this rule book here is going to weigh in, and it's illustrated lightly. Not a whole lot of illustrations in their rule books. Typically, the charts have more illustrations and things on them. So this is weighing in at about, what, 18 pages. Then you have the setup stuff. So about a 20-page rule book. This is not a difficult game at all. You have a set of markers here with something attached to it. Some kind of an explanation. Okay. Production error caused backs. These counters be printed with the wrong combat strength, and so they have provided corrected counterbacks on adhesive material. So you have a little bit of sticker fun here. Alright, well, I'm not terribly happy about that, but, well, what can you do? At least they provided something. So these are markers for the system. And this is a little bit different because usually they have the patented, you know, easy punch counters. So this is the first time I've seen this style of counter from Legion. The counters are 5/8 inch, and this is a much bigger battle in terms of number of counters for the Americans anyways than Adobe Walls. Adobe Walls, you have 5 companies and you have a great host of Comanche and Kiowa warriors. So this one here looks like it's a little bit more of an even match in terms of the number of cavalry companies. And then over here you have, looks like the Sioux, Northern Cheyenne Confederacy, coalition, if you will. And then on the back, there's the backs of the counters. All very good. So what happens is when cavalry dismount, they should go down in strength by 1. And it looks like they didn't in here. That's the production error they're telling you about. So you could use the stickers, or you could just remember. I mean, it's pretty easy to remember that when the guys are dismounted, horse holders have to be left behind to hold the mounts, and that's why the strength goes down by 1. So I wish they didn't have the mistake, but what can you do? Alright, so next in here we have a map. Rosebud Creek. I like the artwork on this better than Adobe Walls. Adobe Walls is okay, but it's a little, I don't know, it's a little busy, I think, for my taste. I think this is a little bit better. I'm going to unfold the map in just a minute, but I want to show you the charts here. Full color charts, one-sided for your terrain effects, and it's got the victory points information on there. Then here is your, let me try to zoom this in, or get it to focus here. Alright, for some reason my camera is not wanting to focus. Sorry. Okay, so what we have here is the explanation on the counters. So you have leaders in here, you have combat units. As you can see here, see how the mounted has a strength of 5, dismounted goes down to 4. And then you have the different native warriors, the Hunkpapa, the Aglala, Cheyenne, Sanark, Minneconjou, Yankton, Santee, and Blackfoot. So there are some Blackfeet warriors in here. That's pretty cool. I live on the Blackfeet, so most of my congregation is Blackfeet. So this will be cool. All right, one-sided explanation of counters, fire combat chart. So there's 2 different kinds of combat in the game. There's fire combat, as you can see here, and then there is melee combat, so you have a chart for that. There is no like bookkeeping in the game per se. However, there are optional rules that allow you to photograph this so you can track the use of ammunition, because running out of ammunition was an issue in a couple of these battles for the troopers, and so you can actually track that if you want that level of detail. Otherwise, there's a die rolling system to keep track of that in the game. Okay, I have unfolded the map here for Rosebud Creek. Just kind of zooming in here so you can see some of the details. I think this is a much better map than the Adobe Walls map. Adobe Walls map is certainly functional, but I think this is a better style of map. So the counters, 5/8 inch counters, are going to fit nice in here. It's not a very counter dense. There's a lot of maneuver in this system because you don't really have a whole lot of units to move around with. So there's a lot of maneuver involved, and there's a lot of wide open space here to do that with. And there's your turn record track already on the map, and where you can track for your victory points and that kind of thing. So there you go. It's a one map game, so it's not going to take up a lot of table space. You don't really need a whole lot of, there's not a whole lot of chart checking really, you know, so you have to leave charts on the table. So if table space is an issue, you probably won't have a problem with this game at all. Again, it's a paper map, which is not a shock. I mean, really, some companies I think are spoiling us with all the mounted maps, but to be perfectly honest with you, when storage is an issue and space is an issue like it is for me now, I really kind of prefer the paper maps because I can put them in a frame and yeah, I've got a map frame that works really well for these, keeps them nice, but it also means I don't have to take up as much space for storage. So there you go. That's the map then for Rosebud Creek. Now let's go ahead and wrap up the video here. So there you have it. This is Volume 2 of the Indian Wars of the American West, Battle of the Rosebud Creek. And it looks like a pretty good product. Again, I'm really disappointed with the counters. Having to put stickers on isn't... And they're not, are they die cut? It doesn't appear that they are die cut, so it looks like a little cutting and sticking is going to be involved. So there is that. But at least they provided you with some stickers. I mean, a lot of companies would just say, hey, just remember when they're dismounted, subtract 1 from their strength. Which is probably what I'm going to do, because I don't even think I want to mess with this, to be honest with you. Alrighty, so there you go. That is Rosebud Creek. And if you like my videos, what's coming up next is we're going to take a look at Little Bighorn. Let's just hope that there's no sticker fun in store for us with Little Bighorn. I'm Joel Toppin, and that's what comes inside the box.